So you want to know how to look like a Muppet? Just kidding. You came to see this guy. Start with the mouth. Build up some foil, then cover in foam clay. While that dries, let's tackle those gills. Cut them out of craft foam and burn detail into it. Add some puff paint for more dimension. Adhere some tabs to the back to make it easier to attach. The head already has a few layers of latex built up. Use some Telesis to stick the tabs to the head. Thicken latex with flour to reinforce parts of the head and blend the gills, along with adding some subtle shapes onto the temple area. Smooth it with water. Mixture of prosthetics and white acrylic and sponge a base. Skin Illustrator concentrate and lime Daiquiri, followed by concentrate green, building up shading and squiggling texture. Skin Illustrator and burnt sienna on the edges of the gills. Black into the shadow areas. Spatter some green for more texture. If you're gonna do the creature from the Black Lagoon, you really gotta do the suit. Cut some panels out of craft foam and hot glue them onto a bodysuit. Then for the next few days, apply each scale using puff paint. Once done and dry, activate the paint with heat. The hands are built on cheap white cotton gloves. Claws are made out of foam clay. Draw out the template for the hand webbing on paper, cut out a pair out of foam. Put on some nitrile gloves, then the cotton ones. Brush barge onto the palm and carefully push down to the foam. Peel off the glove, and here you can see how much of the barge actually seeped through the cotton. Burn in some texture into the webbing, front and back. Added some texture on the palm with 3D fabric paint. Switch to puff paint for the texture on top of the fingers. Barge foam onto the top of the hands, and more puff paint on the new foam piece. Heat it all up. Do be careful. I used a heat gun for this process and accidentally burned some holes into the gloves. Paint the creature hands with Skin Illustrator, lime Daiquiri, green, burnt sienna, and black. Spatter some of the green and the black for more texture. Dry brush Skin Illustrator Jester Yellow over the high points. Used acrylic paint for the nails. With the costume, follow suit. Same colors and techniques for shading and textures. Did use the burnt sienna more on the shadow areas just to mix things up. Now after all that fabricating, it's time to throw on the makeup. Glue down your eyebrows with the glue stick. Added some mesh tabs onto the mouth to give the glue more to grab onto. Hold it in position and powder the outside so you can see where the adhesive needs to go. Apply some Telesis 8F adhesive. Latex on the edges. Tear pieces of paper towel and lay them on the edge for a better blend. And add the lower jaw. Toss on that headpiece we made earlier and glue the edges down with Telesis and more latex on the edges. Skin Illustrator Zero Color Powder. Skin Illustrator Black, paint out the exposed mouth area. Mehron Paradise Paint, light green for a base. Skin Illustrator Concentrate in green, start to add dimension and create blotchy textures. Spatter green and black all over. Skin Illustrator Emeril'd Green, start to paint out the ridges around the face. Airbrush over the lines with Black Illustrator. Mango out of the Mehron palette for some highlights. And then airbrush some of the softer, wide areas. Mehron edge in black and a smudge brush for concentrated shadows. Add some more depth. Mehron Beachberry for those bright red lips. Dark green around the eyes and outline that. Used a rake brush to get some fine lines in black in the inner part of the lip. Mehron edge in white for bright highlights. And create some splotchy highlights on open areas to look wet. Pop in some scaleras. KVD Super Pomade in white out around the eyes, then suit up. Be sure to head over to the Creature Cauldron. Check out these Creature from the Black Lagoon themed Jell-O treats.